Hi everybody, welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. The Bible calls those who follow Christ a peculiar people. Now if you're not familiar with the word peculiar, it's because it's not really used much anymore. And I'm having trouble even pronouncing it. But it means weird, strange, out of the ordinary, not typical. Now we're called that for a reason. Peculiar means strange, and the world already thinks those who follow Christ are strange anyway. And sometimes it's for not so good reasons. But I'm not going to talk about the not so good reasons. I'm going to talk about the good reasons why we are to be peculiar. Now, the world has its philosophies and ideas and methods. We are not to follow those ideas and methods and philosophies. Mostly because they change all the time. They change based on what society thinks, or they change based on where you live. See, God's ideas and philosophies and methods don't change. He says we are to be peculiar. When the world says to do certain things, we are to do what the Bible says. And I'll just give you some examples. When the world says get revenge, the Bible says to forgive. When the world says to get rid of negative people, the Bible says to reach negative people with hope and with joy and with love and with blessing. When the world says hate your enemies, the Bible says to love and to pray for your enemies. When the world says get ahead by any means necessary, the Bible says do the right thing and humble yourself. When the world says indulge in the things that you like and just get all you can and do whatever feels right to you, the Bible says have self-control. When the world says to go out and get everything you can, don't waste an opportunity, the Bible says to be content with what you have. When the world says only obey the bosses and the police officers and the parents who are nice to you and give you your way, the Bible says to submit to all authority. When the world says fight for your rights, the Bible says to do what is right. When the world says to promote yourself, the Bible says to humble yourself and let others promote you. And when the world says not my president, the Bible says to honor the president, and no matter who he is. I've talked about this several times before. And it doesn't matter which side of this fence you're on, we are to honor those in authority. Now, why does the Bible call us to be those things? Because God has a standard, and His standard never changes. He says, here is the way I want you to be. And those ways are certainly not the way the world says we should be. The world has different philosophies, and as I said earlier, they constantly change. But we are not to change who we are. We are to be more like Christ. And if anyone did the right thing, if anyone was any of the thing the Bible says, it was Him. Why? Because He is ultimately the author of the Bible. What He wanted is in there. Even though human beings wrote it, God influenced what He wanted to be written down. And He put it all together for us to know what it is we are to be. So when we are to be peculiar and strange and weird, it's supposed to be in a good way. It's supposed to be in a way that honors God and edifies others and does not promote ourselves. This has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.